because we were at annual conference yesterday. He came home and then had to go to the hospital and spent much of the night at the hospital with a friend. And so he's even you're faithful to be here. You're faithful to be here. So I appreciate that. I do want to, a couple things. Number one, to let you know, we did get approval yesterday for disaffiliation. It was done in such a way that they voted on everybody at the same time, which was, in my mind, the best thing they could do. There wasn't any problems, and so the 55 that were on the list, all 55 were approved. So that's a joy. The other thing, we are taking up tornado assistance relief. The bulletin, or not the bulletin, but the slides say right there that this is the last week. We're going to do it one more week because when we did that was sort of before I knew that Oklahoma was being hit. We were on I-40, and I don't know, Chris, if you noticed, but there at Shawnee, and there's not a huge amount of damage there on I-40, but further into Shawnee, it's pretty bad. And then also, I guess, Cole is another place that it was really hard. So if you would make out checks to the church and then put tornado relief in the bottom in the memo line, and that's where those will go. Let me turn it over to Flo, and she will lead us in our announcements and our joys and concerns.
Good morning.
Morning.
Nice to see you all here this morning. I was looking to see if there were any particular announcements for the week. The one thing I do want to tell you is that Lois Kraft passed away on Friday, and her service will be tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And so I thought you would all want to know that, so you could be here to honor her life. So tomorrow at 10 o'clock here in the sanctuary.
I do have another thing about that. I could use someone to help with audio video stuff. So if anyone, I don't know if any of you guys could be here. Can you be here? Okay. That would be very helpful. Joe's got appointments, so okay. Thank you.
Okay. Otherwise, the usual things will be happening this week in the church. And so now it's up to you. If you have something special, something that needs to be lifted up.
I have not had a chance. Chuck, you and I need to get together. We're going to need to have a trustees meeting pretty quick. And so there will be a meeting at some point. We'll send out notices to people on the Board of Trustees. But there's some things that have to do with the disaffiliation that have to get done. So, plus other things that need to happen. So,
Kathy.
The Monday morning work group for the church store will meet on Tuesday.
Okay, the Monday morning church store ladies will meet on Tuesday instead of tomorrow. Okay, any other announcements? Anything else we need to know? Okay, then let's share our joys. What joys do you bring today? Ben and Nancy.
Nancy's CA 125, it's a tumor marker, dropped to 1401 from 5401 to 1501, something like that.
wow.
So,
Huge drop.
okay, so
That's really good news. We're praying.
okay, so for those of you who didn't hear that, Nancy's tumor marker dropped dramatically with one treatment of chemo, and that's good news for them. So we're pleased for you, Nancy. Jenny.
Maggie got Student of the Month in her class this month.
Oh, congratulations to Maggie for Student of the Month. That's wonderful. What else? What other joys?
I would just say, and this, I know this whole thing that we've been going through is very, very hard, but for me, the vote was the last hurdle, and it's over, and so for me, it's like, and so, I mean, there's still stuff to do, and I know there's some sadness and things, but to me, it's a joy that it's over without any, there was no major fighting or anything, so.
Oh, we didn't,
Yes.
I read an article, I think it was in the Oklahoman, about the Methodist
Mhm.
affiliation. And the biggest Methodist church in the state, I guess, is Asbury.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't get all their paperwork turned in, so I think they're gonna go ahead and let them, but anyway, I'm just saying.
No, that's not right.
A church like that, is that not right?
No, it's not, it wasn't, it was St. Luke's in downtown Oklahoma City, and there were 4 churches that didn't have everything done by the deadline, but they did have it all done. Everyone was approved, so, without any problems.
This little bitty church got theirs in.
Well, I was on the not initially recommended list, and part of that is I submitted paperwork that said, this is what we have so far, and that's not what they wanted. What they wanted was for me to say, this is our final, even if it really isn't. And so I submitted it and said, this is our final, and updated it, and we're good, yeah. But it all went well.
so we're all good. Linda?
I just want to say we appreciate, we know you've done extra work and extra time, and we appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so Linda's expressing her appreciation to Jim for all the extra work and time he put into the things that had to be done for this process. Okay, let's share our concerns. What concerns do you bring this morning? Chris, I'm sure you have one.
Gordon Bird was having tremendous pain last night. We thought it was a heart attack, and it appears to be gallbladder, so that's really a blessing. At this moment, he's in tremendous pain, trying to find a way to get this thing out as quickly as possible.
Okay, so we're going to pray for Gordon Bird, who thought maybe he was having a heart attack, but they decided it's gallbladder instead. So that's good news, I think.
Okay, obviously, let's remember the Kraft family. Dinah has a former employee.
Yeah, I worked with her for probably 15,
Okay.
maybe like 12 years. She retired 1 month shy of her 87th birthday. She worked in activities with me. She's 94 now, and she had a second stroke.
Okay, her name's Virginia.
Wednesday into Thursday, and she's in Oklahoma City.
Okay, her name's Virginia, and she had a stroke.